Hello all, this is Dswank. I am trying something new. Fuzzy and a couple of other people suggested I might be good at doing a tutorial. And since I do mods and things like that, I thought my first test of this might be on how to install mods for Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. And I will go through from where most of the mods are stored, through installation as if it's in the first go. And I also want to mention, granted, I do not use this, but I have a method that works for me, and I will discuss my method. But there is a Sins mod manager by Zombie, and it's pretty good looking. You install the mods and it selects everything and builds stuff for you and things like that. So, and you can activate mini mods, and it's really, really well done. So if you don't like the way I do it, I'd take a look at this, because it's actually a little simpler, but I'm like an old man set in his ways. So I'm going to be, I've been doing this for, several years now. Since the first Sins came out. So 8? Well, no. Pre-8, so, it's been almost 10 years, so let's just go with that. It's been quite some time. Now, this is the current ModDB page for Rebellion. There are other ModDB pages for other variants of Sins, going back to the original game. Several of those mods are no longer being updated, but they still exist. Now, I am currently downloading Sins of the Prophets because I don't have the updated Sins of the Prophets, which looks pretty awesome. But you scroll down to here, you see the date here, that's the most recent. Click on it, and they talk about changelog, things like that, and download now. I'm already downloading it, so not going to really mess with that, but you click here, download now, that pops up and it starts an option to download it. Hopefully it doesn't actually download a second copy while I'm doing this. But yeah, that's how I found that. Now, in your downloads folder, that's where Windows normally downloads things. You may download it to a separate place, but I have Windows, for the most part, default download, or Chrome default downloading to the downloads folder. And here I have Sins of a Galactic Empire. And I use WinRAR, which is semi-free. If you don't pay for it eventually, the pop-ups start getting annoying and it takes longer to open. But I've been using WinRAR forever, and they keep wanting me to buy a license, and they pop up and keep telling me that. And I'm sure they know people do this. So we have that. Now, let's see. If this is your first time launching, or first time trying to mod, I'm going to go ahead and launch this. I do have a mod installed, so this pop-up screens and things like that are going to appear on here as Sins of a Galactic Empire, but the pathway and order of what we're doing stays the same, whether it's modded or not. So, options, mods, show mod path. One, this tells you where you need to go to install the mods. So users, Dswank, documents, my games, Ironclad games, Sins of a Solar Empire, mods Rebellion, and the number. If you've never installed a mod before, doing that will generate the mod, the file, the folder that the mods need to go into. So let me back out of that. Select this. Documents. My games. Ironclad games. And there's the mod folder. As you can see, I have a crap ton of mods installed. And how I install them is since I open up WinRare, I just Control A and drag. Instead of wrestling with unzip and digging through their file or folder system, I just grab and drag. It's simple there. Now, how I organize it is the enable mods. And this is where things get complex for people. And where, if this gets confusing, you probably want to look at the mod manager. Every mod has to run, you have to have a customized enable mods file, text file. This is the current one that is active on mine. Enabled mods, mod name count, 1. Enable mod name, or enable mod name, and the name of the file. So let me close that, and see, that's the only file that is enabled. If I wanted to, I could take any of these here and hyperspace interdiction modifiers, yeah, any of these. Yeah, basically my path would be Control C from rename, come down here, enable mods, paste that in, Control C, Control V, lots of copying and pasting because I can't type quickly. And now I've added that additional mod in there. Now, I'm not going to save that because I've got my series that I'm copying or recording for Saturdays. But for example, let's take a look at Interregnum. Interregnum requires certain mods to be enabled in a particular order, and that the mini mods, and that information is on their ModDB page. So I won't go too much into that. However, you can see I have enable mod count 5 and the all the mods that are enabled just listed there. But you see the name Interregnum. Well, that's how I keep it sorted. I have Fall of Cobalt. Which one are you? Yeah, you're one of the Sins of the Fallen variants. This is another Sins of the Fallen variant. Sins of the Prophets, the previous version. Sins of the Younger Races. Star Wars. Star Trek Armada 3. This is another Interregnum variant that I have. And this is Ascendancy. And what I do when I'm switching out mods is I will rename this one Star Wars YouTube. So that's the one I've been using. And say I want to launch with the Mass Effect. I'm not sure if the Mass Effect has updated, but now there's that. Close, play, and play again, and it should launch as the Mass Effect Dawn of the Reapers. Voila. And that's how I manage my mods. And things like that. So, I hope this has been informative. I hope this has been helpful. Hush. I forgot I had the audio set to go, so. But I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been informative. And I exited that because I want to change it back. Documents, my game, Ironclad, mods. But yes, I hope this has been informative, and I hope that it, like I said, it's been helpful and relieves some headache for some of y'all. So, if you've enjoyed this, leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. If you'd like to see me do more tutorial type stuff, let me know. I will, if I'm not familiar with it, I will do some research into it, things like that, and do the best I can. I'm also thinking about doing some tutorials on how it's hard for me to say how to play the game. I can walk through where everything is and stuff like that, but I have a hard time going, well, here's how you play, because my play style is my play style, and a lot of people don't like the angry turtle style of strategy game I tend to play. So, anyway, leave some comments, let me know what you thought, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye.